Tonight, our special transmission as disturbing reports of sexual violence and killings of Palestinian women are emerging from Gaza. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Aisha Ashraf. Today is the 136th day since Israel started its indiscriminate war on Palestine. While Israel continues its incessant attacks on Palestinian civilians, the United States envoy to the United Nations has exercised third veto in the Security Council. The veto effectively blocks Algeria's ceasefire resolution. The envoy has justified this action by expressing concerns that the resolution could hinder ongoing truce negotiations between Israel and Hamas. The Palestinians are expressing frustration at the veto. Locals in Gaza are expressing their disappointment in the international community, citing a lack of trust. Instead, the United States has put forward its own proposal in the UN Security Council, advocating for a temporary ceasefire. The proposal is in contrast to the Algerian resolution that aimed to end Israel's offensive in Gaza. Numerous European nations have called for an immediate pause in the Gaza conflict while reiterating warnings against Israel's threatened ground assault on Rafah. The World Food Programme has halted aid delivery in North Gaza. It is citing the chaotic conditions exacerbated by starvation and a breakdown of social order. The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees says only 7 out of 23 health centers are operational in central and southern Gaza due to ongoing bombardment and access restrictions. The death toll continues to rise. At the time of writing, 29,092 Palestinians have been killed. 69,028 have been injured. Another 8,000 are presumed dead underneath the rubble. Israel's revised death toll from Hamas attack stands at 1,139. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has announced plans to limit access for Muslim worshippers to Al-Aqsa Mosque during Ramadan. Al-Aqsa, revered by Muslims worldwide as the third holiest site in Islam, is located in Jerusalem's Old City. Hamas condemns the move. Tensions over access rules, especially during holidays like Ramadan, have been frequent. Netanyahu's office defends the decision. It says the ban is necessary to maintain a balance between freedom of worship and security needs. Public Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir is criticizing the restrictions. He says the move may lead to violence. Disturbing reports of human rights abuses against Palestinian women and girls by Israeli forces in Gaza and the West Bank are emerging. These reports indicate arbitrary executions, detentions, and sexual violence possibly constituting serious crimes under international law. Arbitrary detentions also involve inhumane treatment. Detainees are being denied basic necessities and subjected to severe beatings. There are reports of killings of women and children seeking refuge, sexual assault, rape threats, and forced separations from families. Rights activists say at least 2 female Palestinian detainees have been raped, while others have been threatened with rape and sexual violence. They are demanding accountability and are urging that Israel uphold the rights and dignity of Palestinian women and girls. In related news, the United Nations Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights has confirmed reports of Israeli forces killing Palestinian women and girls while seeking refuge. The reports say some of these women have been killed while holding white clothes. The UN experts are expressing alarm over the arbitrary detention of hundreds of Palestinian women and girls, including human rights defenders, journalists, and humanitarian workers in Gaza and the West Bank. Reem Al-Salem, the Special Rapporteur on Violence Against Women and Girls, and Francesca Albanese, Special Rapporteur about Human Rights in the Palestinian Territories, say Israel should cooperate in investigating these crimes. In one instance, Palestinian women detained in Gaza were kept in a cage in the rain and cold, without food. Pictures of female detainees in degrading circumstances taken by Israeli soldiers have been uploaded online. Experts say these acts constitute grave violations of international human rights and humanitarian law. They say these actions amount to serious crimes under international criminal law, and the perpetrators can be prosecuted under the Rome Statute. A new mosque in Winnipeg, Canada is aiming to preserve Palestinian identity. It is named Beit Nabala after a village in Palestine lost to Israel during the 1948 war. The mosque welcomed 150 visitors on its opening day this past Friday. Ramzi Zaid, president of the Canadian Palestinian Association of Manitoba, inaugurated the mosque. Hakeem Ghulam from the Manitoba Islamic Association praises the mosque addition. He says the mosque will provide convenience for the Muslim community in the area. Beyond a place of worship, it will also house the Canadian Palestinian Association of Manitoba's offices. The Muslim community is diverse in Manitoba and makes up 25,000 of the province's population. Canada is offering workshops on the rule of law to India. In these workshops, Canadian officials are explaining their legal standards regarding extremism and terrorism to their Indian counterparts. The news comes after senior bureaucrat Weldon Epp told MPs this month that India's definition of extremism or terrorism does not always compute in the Canadian legal system. Epp, who oversees Canada's diplomacy in the Indo-Pacific, testified at a parliamentary committee this month. There is an ongoing debate about the effectiveness of these workshops. Tensions between Canada and India are high following Prime Minister Trudeau accusing India's involvement in a Sikh leader's death. Experts are urging both sides to prioritize diplomacy and rebuild trade ties despite differing views on Sikh separatism. A Canadian-born Muslim lawyer is set to make history as the first judge of Arab descent on the federal trial court in the U.S. District of Columbia. Nominated by President Joe Biden, Amir Ali's path to law is influenced by experiences of discrimination at U.S. borders post 9/11. His nomination, pending Senate confirmation, marks a significant milestone. Ali has a background in software engineering and is a former law student at Harvard University. Despite facing scrutiny during his nomination hearing regarding his views and affiliations, Ali has garnered diverse endorsements. He's expected to be confirmed as a federal judge. Experts say if appointed, he will bring a unique perspective to the judiciary. They say his nomination symbolizes inclusivity and diversity in the U.S. legal system. Anna Maria Assistant, a far-right Italian mayor, has banned Muslim prayers in the Adriatic port town of Monfalcone. The ban follows a campaign of hate with threats received by the Dar es Salaam Muslim Cultural Association. Assistant's anti-Islam agenda has led to controversial policies targeting the town of Bangladeshi community. Other restrictions have also been put in place. These include banning family reunification and playing cricket. While Assistant claims the ban is due to urban planning and safety concerns, Muslims argue it violates their constitutional rights. Monfalcone's demographics, shaped by immigration, highlight a growing divide over integration and cultural acceptance. The town's policy of outsourcing labor over the past 2 decades has led to a huge inflow of skilled foreign workers, mainly from Bangladesh. The Muslim community is appealing against the prayer ban through the Regional Administrative Court. The European Union has launched a formal investigation into TikTok for potential breaches of the Digital Services Act regarding child safeguarding and online content regulation. Thierry Breton, the EU's Commissioner for Internal Market, says it is very important to safeguard children on online platforms. The investigation targets TikTok's compliance with age verification and privacy settings for minors. The action follows fines imposed by Irish and UK regulators last year for similar violations. TikTok faces potential fines of up to 6% of its global turnover. The company says it is committed to enhancing safety measures. The investigation also scrutinizes TikTok's data provision to researchers and compliance with advertising database requirements. No deadline has been set for the inquiry. Thank you for watching. Our news is produced by Muslim Network TV, which is a not-for-profit organization. We need your support for donations. Please scan the QR code on our broadcast or visit muslimnetwork.tv to donate now, so we can continue to amplify the voices of Muslims in Canada and abroad.